Hi, everyone. This is Audio Heads, and we are part of Geeks Assembled, and welcome to another podcast. We are discussing today season 12 of the Jago and Lightfoot stories, and this one is all about Jago and Lightfoot and the vampires.
Again.
And it's basically, again, yeah, it's basically like What We Do in the Dark uh meets the Victorian age. It's really great. It, it's amazingly fun and really really spooky, and it's got four stories. And yeah, the first one is one called Picture This, and the second one's called The Flickermen, and the third one's called School of Blood, and the fourth one's called Warm Blood. So I mean, like, got a lot of blood going on. Anyway, it's the fourth Doctor met the ancient vampires, the
Yep.
at least three of them, or three of them being controlled by one of the ancient vampires, and yeah, they used that pointy ship to do some damage. But these ones, they don't have any of the high tech abilities, but they have each other. And even at the end, they kind of have Ellie, Ellie's like the third member of their team on so
Mhm.
many really fundamental ways. She's basically, it's Jago and Lightfoot and Hickson. I don't know. That's my humble opinion. Lee, what do you think? What's your opening thoughts about
Well,
Jago and
This,
Lightfoot series 12?
this this box set is, as you say, is a sort of a sequel to the first box set. I think it was all those years ago.
Uh-huh.
And Ellie is somehow getting the vampire vibe again.
Uh-huh.
Maybe something to do with what the Master did
Mm.
to her in the last box set. You will obey me. She's starting to get the edges and wanted to become one of the undead again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wanted to see Jago and Lightfoot destroyed and killed because of the death of her brother.
Mm.
Um, which where we start in the first story of called Picture This of the is it the Scarlet Gallery,
Yeah.
where she steals a painting of a brother being killed by Jago and Lightfoot. And that's where it
Yep.
all starts. Um, yeah, four great stories here. They say picture this is about people being pushed into paintings and having their doubles come to life, made out from the canvas, the old canvas of the paintings. Very sapphire and steel esque
Mm-hmm.
sort of storyline. Um, but I think it's a great way, and then you've got the second story, the Flickermen, which is the oncoming of cinema, you know,
Cinematograph.
cinematograph of the first experiments with that, and the Flickermen appear in and out, in and out, in and out, which is a great idea.
Uh-huh.
The way they described, and all that, it's just like, is it this the slim man, the
Slender Man.
slender man?
And
So
like the Gelf.
yeah, and that's a great, great story there. And then you've got School of Blood,
Mm.
where we go down
Mm.
the vampire route here with us a young girl vampire trying to keep a secret.
Huh.
One of the teachers is in the league with the old one vampire,
Mm-hmm.
um, which they've been, and each teacher's been killed because they're getting too close to the truth. And Lightfoot gets the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I
As a
like the
teacher,
as a teacher, but I like the
and Jago is the caretaker.
but I like the play on name of the headmistress, Miss Broody, Pram of Miss Jean Broody.
What?
The film, The Pram of Miss Jean Brodie,
I don't know.
Maggie Smith.
I don't know.
No, but this is here in this one. She's called Broody.
Okay. So that's a
A play on,
reference.
yeah,
Fun.
yeah. Um, and then the last one, Warm Blood, is Ellie's plan to sort of kill Lightfoot and Jago
Hmm.
in the House of the Vampire,
It was
which
supposed to just be haunted, but
yeah, well, no, not when you've got vampires in the walls. But yeah, a solid box set. This one,
mm.
each story is top notch.
and it,
There is,
and it, and it builds and it builds and it builds.
to be fair, really, it's one story, isn't it?
Hmm.
Split into four. There's because each story is connected,
Deeply connected.
deeply connected, and because sometimes a box set doesn't do that.
You couldn't take out Warm Blood or take out you couldn't take out School of Blood and have the Flickermen lead right into the Warm Blood story.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need all three, four parts in order and it is a chronology and it all builds.
yeah. I noticed this because some box sets they're not all connected to like separate stories sometimes.
Well, you sometimes you can like take one part, you can mentally go, oh, okay, so this part could be just separate and this
Yeah,
part could be these two parts could be flipped or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Part story one could be connected to story four, but the two in between have got nothing to do with sort of thing. But
Exactly,
this one,
precisely.
this one is a solid four-part story, really,
Exactly.
and no cliffhanger at the end of episode four.
No,
Usually, a box set has a cliffhanger leading into the next one, but this one's got a happy ending.
does sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed this. As I say, I've always say this about the Jago Lightfoot. I love the settings and the time period, um,
Mhm. Knew you were going to say that.
and and the actors they get in these are just so awesome. Portraying vampires or school mistresses or whatever. They always get the right actors.
Uh-huh.
Well, they seem to always get the right actors. Yeah, I enjoyed it, Susan.
Yeah, me too. The the interesting connection with like this and you know the this was sort of in the same vein as what let me see. I was interested in this. Okay, Trevor Baxter and Christopher Benjamin have done other cool supernatural stuff,
Yeah,
and so these things that they bring to the audio adventures that they were recording, and this one I think was let me see. Oops, wait a sec. This one was 2016, no, 2017,
2016.
2016. And so they were both like super steeped in this in their activities with the supernatural stuff, like uh Christopher Benjamin was doing let me see. It needs to load up again. My phone is being a little slow.
All right.
It was like the magical legend and the magic granddad and tomorrow people and stuff, just involved with doing these supernatural stories, as was Trevor Baxter. And so they took all that stuff that they were doing on film, on telly, and just invested it in these two really iconic Doctor Who characters. And the way that they were able to describe with their voices how incredibly intense it was to be surrounded by vampires and things, uh there was a lot of possibility of Ellie actually succeeding in killing him. Oh my gosh. That she could have killed him. Like, she was badass. And so, you know and the fact that the this really she really was like the third member of their team, and this really was a betrayal at the end of this, where she is sort of but then where she is sort of controlled. And then, I mean, there's a lot of these sort of mind control situations that were happening regarding the master, but also regarding vampires. They have this ability called glamoring or whatever, called spell casting or spellbinding or whatever. They are able to do this in the lore, of course. And so, she was already susceptible, and she was definitely being this was a big betrayal on her part to uh for the their team, their
Yeah.
supernatural team.
But
And
but she believed that they killed her brother
her brother, right? I know. I got that. And like the
because
painting,
they
the
kept it
painting
from.
the painting showed it, and but it didn't show that they were killing what was around him and in him, and not him himself, right?
No, that he was turning into a werewolf.
Right.
He pleaded with them to kill him,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
to the mercy killing.
Okay. All
So,
right.
but
So
she didn't know that
she didn't
because
know he was pleading with them too.
yeah, well, she didn't know that they'd killed him. They kept it from her.
Well, yeah. All right. So
As Lightfoot said, it's not a sort of thing you talk about.
right. Right. And so that's why like the whole thing started in the Scarlet Gallery with like the
Mhm.
paintings and everything. There was just like there was like and it became a big betrayal. Uh and I just think that they were able to show how much that hurt, how much it really was like hard on them, and then how they were going to try and you know make it work as friends afterward. I mean, they were just going to work it out, and that's the excellence of British drama is that at some point sometimes you come to people working it out. And I mean, that's just the there's a lot of like shoot first, ask questions later in American drama, and like just kill them and then try and figure it. But that isn't the way. And
That's
a
not the way
diff-
the British do things.
yeah, there's a difference. And so that was really the cool thing about this is that even through it all. And I love vampire stories. I
Mm.
absolutely love vampire stories. And these were some awesome vampire stories. Really cool ones. I mean, like, awesome. And so yeah. Uh what do you what are your favorite moments? What are things standing out? What are things that you want to add to this?
Well, I did. I loved the idea of the paintings of putting these people into the paintings, and this guy gets to live longer and longer. It's sort of, say, it's a sort of sapphire and steel, but also a twist on the Dorian Gray thing.
Exactly, precisely. It's
Um,
quite right.
Steal from the best. Uh, the Flickermen for me, I thought was a brilliant story. Um, where they're going to that fair, to the fair, and they're going to the tent, and it's all dark, and then all of a sudden they see this figure and all like this, and everything's the flicker, this man's flickering and getting nearer and nearer, and
Mm-hmm.
when they go back into there's nothing in the tent, but they've been affected by the Flickerman.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're in and out, and then you fade and gone, which was another great way, And then you say you've got the school of blood, where the headmistress is hiding hiding all the evidence of a vampire on the loose in the school.
Mm-hmm.
And I say warm blood is well, nearly the end of Jago and Lightfoot. If Ellie had got away,
No,
um,
she
but
really could have.
but Ellie, tough cookie, she was the one who kills the old one in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give a bit of thumbs up to Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, for me though, one what sticks out for me is the Flicker Men, because it's just Jago's hatred of this newfangled media. Because theatre's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is this cinematography? It's not going to take off. It's just lummy. But
Oh, lovely.
all in all, each story, I enjoyed each story. So yeah, a good box set. Anything
Sweet.
what
What would you have anything else? Is there any other part that you want to talk about?
um I did like the old one played by Ronald Pickup. He's a great British, well, was a great British actor. He's no longer with us. Um, if you listen to the documentaries at the end of the disc, he'd worked with Trevor Baxter and um, Christopher Benjamin when he first started out back in the 60s,
Oh.
and he reminisces about first his connection with Doctor Who, back with William Hartnell in the Reign of Terror. So yeah, he was a great actor. And then also the actor who played Ravener, the sidekick to the old one. What a great voice! What was his name again?
Ronan Vibert.
Ronan Vivert.
or Ronan Vibert?
Yeah. Another great British actor, but no longer with us. He passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah, great. They really do know how to get great voice actors.
I know, that's true.
So, and also you had in this playing Miss Broody. You had Jacqueline King, who we all know as. Come on. You just know who Jacqueline King is.
Go on.
Donna's mother.
Mm,
Donna Noble's mother.
That's right.
Yeah. And so Jacqueline King also appears in the Flickermen as old Ma Hambley as well. So they do use actors from the modern Doctor Who as well
So
in
cool.
it. And also actors from the old Doctor Who as well. Because David John, who played James Royston, he appeared in Survival.
You did.
So they like to use their actors what are always connected with the show.
And Lisa Bowerman, who was always Ellie Hickson, um, uh, she was in Survival too with David John, yeah.
But yeah, great box set.
And Nikki Wardley was in this.
Now she played
Hannah Bennett.
Nikki Wadley. I'm sure she played the Eighth Doctor's companion at one point.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, so it was amazing, and yeah, I agree. And I'm sorry, Jacqueline King, I just couldn't place it today. Sorry about that.
Brain fart.
Especially since you were just in the show. I apologize. Anyway, it is really it's really good to have had these. These are the Cats Meow. These are really fun. I still I you know when I first saw Jago Litefoot, it was like the in the Talons of Wing Chang, I was like these two are totally adorable, and you know they they continue to be adorable together. They continue to share the space in a really amazing way. And yeah, so I'd encourage you all to go out and you know get the downloads on these, because I don't think that they have any more of the physical copies of these ones. But but Lee has one, and he's pretty dang happy about it all. So yeah, anyway. And anyway, and also please do join us if you'd like to, because we are really let me just ask Lee, because it is important, and that's one of these things that we do here on Geeks Assembled, is give it a rating. What would you give it? What are your final say and score?
A great box set, a solid box set. Great acting, great stories. So I'm going to give this 10 flickers out of 10.
Awesome. I liked the way they were describing the the way motion picture film goes through a camera and then goes through the projector, and they're like it's the persistence of vision. And you guys in the theater should understand that. That should be part of what you have, like, leave in your people's minds. And so that was how they won them over to the new cinematograph. Anyway, yeah. And it's fun because in the Gary Oldman version of Dracula, they have him going in and being entertained by a sunrise of a of a cinematograph. Anyway,
Mhm.
uh let's see. I'll give this 10. Uh
Mhm.
I'll give this 10 student report cards signed by Dr. Dr. Lightfoot out of 10. I think he was great. I think he made a great headmaster. I think it was fun that they went to a school. Um, yeah, they could do the Saint Trinian style too. They could have done it that way, but this one it was a lot spookier. And I like how spooky these things were. These are fun. It was very good vampire lore too, with the people not appearing in the mirrors and on the
Mm.
film. The vampires not appearing on the film. The Flickermen, yes. Those other dimensional beings, or other, other planetary beings, wherever the heck they were from. They were not from Earth. They were extraterrestrials. And Jago Lightfoot knew that. And so um but they could have shown but they showed up, but the vampires didn't show up in the cinema. So
Ah.
how we have such beautiful movies of vampires, I don't know. Maybe it's just all in my mind, but I really do love vampire movies, even if they're all in my mind.
They're all in her mind. Everything is
Yes,
in her mind.
yes. The hunger is all in my mind. The Lost Boys, and Jago and Lightfoot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit the
Mhm.
bell notification button, and we will get back with you every time we put out something new. We're doing about 2 things a week. It's very
Mhm.
we're not the most active people on YouTube, but we're pretty active.
Ah,
We're closing in on 1,000 videos. We really are munching our way through to 1,000, and we'd like to have 1,000 subscribers by 1,000 videos. That would be neat. We
would
have
be neat.
about
Yeah.
500 right now. We'd like 1,000. Please do subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, and also join us if you want. We're both here. We do our podcast at 5 p.m. Or 4 p.m. Eastern
Mhm.
time. Right now that's 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, but it's also it will be back to 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time once you guys go on daylight savings
There's a
and your
couple of.
farmers get your people back. And
Mm.
like yeah, so join us. All you have to do is be 18 or over, have a device, a camera, a microphone, and Zoom, and that's it. And let Lee know, okay?
Yeah.
And then also let Lee know how much you like him and how much you enjoy his Joker shirt, because his Batman, and then also let him know that this whole thing with the the Batman reunion that he wants will come true, yes, and that vampires aren't the only bats in the world. Batman. And yeah, so oh, and cricket bat does not also, and it wasn't all about the cricket bat. That was a fun little play on words in the middle of this whole thing. They had this whole cricket thing in the middle of the School of Blood. I thought that was kind of fun. That I thought was really sort of corny humor, like ah, ha, ha, cricket bat.
Oh, she's turning into a pirate.
Anyway, it was great fun, and do do protect your neck and your wrist and everything. Just be careful and have a great week. We hope to see you here next week. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.